Spirits of fire, come to us, we will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us, we will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire, dance the magic circle round. We will kindle the fire, we will kindle the fire.
Hello, this is Blue Whisper, and welcome, brothers and sisters of the craft. This is like take 6, I guess, or whatever. Let me fix this. It's like, okay, I keep going off on the wrong tangent when I start this, and it's like, okay, let's keep it going, the flow. Last night during Witchy Chat, one of the questions that was put out there was about divination, different types of divination. And I mentioned that I sometimes will read fire. It depends on the spell that I'm doing and how I want to read and what I want to read into it. For everyday divination, it's just basically meditation, and I'll get visions and stuff back. That's on a personal level. But for anything else, doing readings and different types of divination, I've got a few different styles that work for me, and I've developed them for me. Because just keep in mind that whatever you read in books, whatever you read online, whatever you Google or whatever, what works for one person may not work for you. But if you start with that, tweak it to make it your own, you're going to find your own style. And so that's, there's going to be different styles. And being eclectic or multi-whatever, I don't like to label anything. You'll notice that about me. What I'm going to do today, and I decided on a spell that I know is already done, it already works, I'm going to do that one again because I know exactly how it's going to read at the end. And I like to use these tea candles, little white regular tea candles. Now today I'm going to enchant one, but not the other. But I'm going to fix them up exactly the same. I am going to do everything on this one that I do on this one, or vice versa. They'll be exactly the same. The only difference is I am going to put my intent into one and not the other. And the reason I chose this spell because I know how it's going to read, and I can show you exactly. One is going to have, at the end, one's going to have a very high flame. It's going to talk to me. The other one will just be a candle that's lit, basically. But they're going to be dressed exactly the same. I love to use the little tea candles, even if it's a spell that's going to be ongoing, that's going to take a few days. I use a fresh candle every day. Within a couple of hours, the candle's burnt down. I can use a fresh candle the next day. In some cases, I will continue to do the same spell until I know it's done. For me, when the glass breaks, I don't have to do that spell anymore. It's done. Now, I'm going to start. This is going to be... let me use this one. This one, this one's going to be my enchanted candle. This one is not going to be my enchanted candle. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And don't be surprised if the glass breaks again. It may not, because I'm not really putting full power into it because I know it's done. But once I start working with this candle and start to enchant it immediately, I'm going to get a phone call. It never fails. The same person will call me. Reason is, and I will tell you this part of the spell, this is like a 2-part spell. Part of it is contact me. And so the more I did it, the better it got. I would do the candle. I would start by using Sharpie markers and putting my intent into it while I'm coloring it. With this particular spell, I'll use 2 to 3 colors depending on the moon phase. Part of it will be to contact me. And when I first started doing the spell, I would do it, and it would be after the candle, maybe a couple hours after the candle was done, the flames and all that. Then I would get the contact me part, the phone call. Somebody who I care about who's been going through it. And I worry about them, and I like to hear from them every day. So the more I did the spell, the better it worked. And it's like after a while, all I'd have to do is pick up the candle with the thought and the phone would ring. And that's the way it works now. And so I knew that it was done and complete, and I wouldn't have to do it anymore when the glass broke. And now sometimes if you Google it, you're going to find out some people think that if the glass breaks, it means something else. It's a bad spell. It's not working. You have to rework it. For me, if the glass breaks, that's a good thing. That means it's clinched. It's done. And I don't have to do the spell anymore. And I will occasionally do the spell again just to keep it up. And I'm still getting the broken glass where I never did before. But this is the only spell now that the glass will usually break. And it may today too. I'm going to hold back on a little bit of intent because I did a spell last night and I've got wax all over and it's still there and you'll see it. That's okay. But for the purpose of this video, and so I'm going to have to switch to my camera in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and start to color the candles in. As a matter of fact, I was almost considering starting with my coloring of this candle, and so you can see the phone ringing, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I'm liable to forget to hit pause on this or something, and I don't want to put a personal conversation online. But I will tell you when I come back and get ready to light these candles if I got my phone call or not. I'm trying not to put too much intent into it because I really don't want to disturb this person at this point right now because I know where they are in their walk in life. And let me just get busy here. I'll be back. Okay, here's my little witchy cupboard. Now, not all of my herbs and everything is in here because I don't only have this space. So some of them are in my kitchen. So anyway, here's the two candles. This is my kind of makeshift altar right here, but I'm going to do this over where I've been doing stuff where it's a little bit more open. There's the two candles, not dressed yet, but they're colored. And yeah, well, phone rang. I'm not going to go into it. All right, so I'm going to dress these with the same oil that I have here. Let me shake it up. Okay. With that same oil and, oh, let's see, where's my powder? Oh, this powder, that powder, and I usually use 3. Oh, where'd it go? Okay, I'm missing one. I moved things around yesterday. I'm not missing it, but where is it? Oh, right in front of me. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. All right, so I'm going to dress these. I'm going to rub the oil on, and I'm going to add a pinch of each of these herbs that I have. And I'll be back. Okay, so here we are. On each side here, you'll see the exact same candles, done the exact same way, exact same dressings. The only difference is the little coasters I have underneath of them, and that doesn't really matter. You can see here last night some spell work. I had some wax melt, and I have to get the iron out to get rid of that. Okay, so candle number 1, candle number 2. And the only reason I have the coasters is because the glass will get hot and it can break. And I have had them get hot enough to burn the cloth underneath. So always use something that can absorb the heat, and I use the coaster. Now, if you want to, you can put like rice or barley or something inside and then set the candle in there. But then you're not going to get the glass reading if it should break. To me, be careful when you're doing that kind of reading because I don't want you to cut yourself or get splinters. So let's get these things lit. I'm going to have to get my matches. Let me see if you can. We'll put it on that one there for now. Well, you know what? It's not going to. Maybe it'll stay. If you fall over, I apologize. Okay, I've got my intent in one, and this is the one I do not have an intent in. And as you can see, I'm lighting them at the same time. These matches burn up pretty quickly. Let me get the other one lit. This is the one that you're looking at now has no intent. My intent, and I'm not going to be putting any power into it. Okay. That's no intent, a lot of intent. Now, you know, keep in mind where the candles are. And I'm going to let, you know, and in between time, you can certainly look at the flame, and you're going to see some differences in the flame. Right now, I'm not seeing any difference, but that's okay, because it's like when the candle starts going down to nothing. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the camera now, and I'm going to put my intent into this one here. I'm going to put my power, what I want it to do, into it a lot. And I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back in my chair in front of my desk again. I'm going to enjoy my morning coffee. I've enchanted the first candle, the one that you see closest to me, and the one that's furthest away. This is where I goof up, my left and right. Okay, the one on the left is the one that's enchanted. The one on the right is the one that is exactly identical to the enchanted one, but there's been no power put into it. There's been no enchantment put on it. It's just a plain colored candle that I dressed. Nothing more. I may get a little something out of it, but I doubt very much, if anything. It'll probably just go out. Now, the first candle that's been enchanted, when we get towards the end of the candle, you will notice, and I'll show you when we get there, it'll burn fast and hard. And to me, that's signifying that it's working, or it's already worked, or it's sending out the energy where it needs to go. And we'll get there. Now, I have had flames that has gotten so high that, from these little tea candles, yeah, dressed exactly the same time, or the same way every time, and, you know, I'll get different readings with the flame. And I've had the flames go so high. I've actually set off my smoke detector once. And really, I mean, you can say that maybe there was too much oil in it or whatever, but it's the exact same amount every time. So anyway, I'm going to turn off the camera now. We're going to let these candles burn, let them do their thing. And when we get towards the end of the candle, when I start seeing the change, I'll flip the camera back on and show you. So I was asked about this, and I offered us, you know, I'll do a video on what I'm talking about. So, okay, I just happened to notice that the candle that was not enchanted, it just went out. No big flames, no nothing. It just put itself out. And to me, a candle that goes out on its own, when it's not even finished burning yet, is a sign that you need to rework your spell or redo it. And if you remember, that is the candle that I did not enchant. And it just went out. So nothing's happening. You know, I did everything with that candle that I did with the one that's still burning and the one that's still burning. And because it's still burning and it didn't put itself out, and they were both the exact same kind of candles, done the same way, same dressing, same oil, same everything. And this one's still burning. Okay. There it goes. That's what I was talking about. The flame's going nuts. And the other one, you can see I've got my matches there. I did try to relight it. It wouldn't light. It was done. It just petered out. This one here, the spell candle itself, look at that. I'm going to sit down here. Kind of keep an eye on it and see what happens. But you can see the flame is huge. In other words, it feels to me like the Spirit's answering me that all is well with the spell. And it went as planned. Fire's burning hot.
Come to us, we will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us, we will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire, dance the magic circle round. We will the fire. We will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire. Dance the magic circle round. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire. Dance the magic circle.
But we're going to watch this thing go out. I've been watching it. Now I see spots in front of my eyes. A flame, I mean, when you're watching it, it doesn't seem like it's that bright until you look away. And that's it. So you've seen 2 candles, the exact same types of candles, dressed with the same oils, the exact same way, with the same herbs, the exact same way. And that was the finished result. And it's always like that, no matter. And, the other candle did not have the intent. This one did. And that was the result. So, anyway, a few of you wanted to see it. There it was. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this video together. And until next time, blessed be. Okay. So we've got through with the candle, and just to wrap it up, I just kind of wanted to say that depending on the candle, I will read different things about the candle in different ways. Now, that's just a tea candle. A taper candle, whether it be short or tall, a 2-ended candle, there's different ways of reading it, and all you have to do is get in there, start watching it, and listen to your intuition. I don't care what different sites say in Google. I don't care what other people say. Your intuition will not lie to you. Also, keep in mind when you do like taper candles and stuff, read the candle wax. In these little tea candles, you can also kind of read what's left in the bottom, because certainly it has been dressed, so there might be some sediment in the bottom after it burns out. You might look at that. You might get an intuition or a reading from that. The best readings are intuitive readings. And so also I just wanted to say, Magibella, if you're watching, watch to the end. Little gift for you there. I couldn't resist when I saw it, so I have to put it on here. So, all right, blessed be everybody.
Kindle the fire, we will kindle the fire, dance the magic circle round. We will kindle the fire, we will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. Spirits of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire.